All right. Hello. Good morning, everyone. We have another mini tournament going on today on BGA, and my opening game is at a really strong table. Give me a sec. I'm just throwing out a stream announcements. Okay, sorry about all that delay. I was trying to help lead people to some of the other streams too, but hopefully everybody figures it out. Okay. This opening pack is really good. Grocer's very good, but Field Watchman. I think Field Watchman should be banned in this format, and I'm going to hope to prove that. I'm second seat. It's an absolute dream. I have guaranteed Ock. You just put a bunch of grain fields down early. You have all your fields figured out. You have a bunch of crops. You have food. Um, it's really dumb. It should be banned. There's a Bell Founder. I love me a Bell Founder. Really love Bell Founder. But it doesn't really make much sense. Bell Founder is dumb combos. It's not actually that strong. I just love playing it. If this was more of a fun game, and I could make it a fun game. I could say, screw it. I'm going to de-draft Field Watchman and let everybody have fun and not Field Watchman. But no. I think the answer is you take Seed Seller. Nobody else wants to take grain then. I can even play Seed Seller. Do I need all that extra grain? Meh. No. But maybe. This is part of why I think Field Watchman needs to be banned in this format. There's too many other cards that trigger on grain seeds. Original edition Field Watchman was never banned, but it was always one of the strongest cards. And it existed in a format that had more plow help for other players. It had way less cards or density of cards that triggered on grain seeds and combos on grain seeds. And then in the future, there's definitely going to be cards that pay off having a strong grain source even more. Now, we don't need to ban things for the future, but I am hoping that Field Watchman gets put to the ban list soon. I really think it's too good. But hey, again, we'll find out. I'm at a crazy strong table. Fofo, Gordon, Gray, and myself are very good players. Gray is, I would argue, the best player. He's probably the best Agricola player at the moment. He's very good across a lot of formats. Just a very strong competitor. So he won last year's charity tournament on Play Agricola. He wasn't able to play yesterday, so left the path open to me. So we'll see. I also passed him a grocer already. And now I'm passing him stuff like Conjurer, Bell Founder. So Gray's gonna have Gray. We should almost certainly put down Gray for having the grocer. It's incredibly likely. And yes, we are playing with CD cards. And again, no advice in chat though today, please, everybody. Oven Firing Boy is actually like pretty good with Field Watchman, but we're playing Draft 8 today, which is a little different. Normally I'm playing Draft 7, so I'm going to see two of these cards come back, and I think it's very likely I see Oven Firing Boy come back with something else that's garbagey. Okay. Anyhow, sorry, I got distracted there. Gordon also doesn't know these card sets particularly well, so he's gonna be a bit slow during the draft. Now I'm being slow, but I think I'm gonna try to wheel Oven Firing Boy. I think I take Skillful Renovator here. It's a way to get a bunch of extra wood when renovating, and that's pretty decent. Freemason doesn't really work for what I'm doing, but it's a fun strat if you're gonna just reno quick, and Cottager is here, so somebody might do some fun Freemason shenanigans. But the stream quality is worse than normal. Intrigue. I genuinely have no idea why. Um, so, okay. So Collector is a card that Gray has shown and others argue is very strong. Plow Driver's also very strong, and I just passed Freemason. Clay Eater is garbage, even though it works on the grain seed space. Like, why am I playing to get? Why am I playing to get grain or clay? Like, it's just not important. I think I just de-draft Collector here. I don't intend to play a Collector game. I think it involves it doesn't involve doing field watchman things. But I actually am kind of terrified of Collector in Gray's hands. He has argued that it's should be pretty highly rated, and he can pretty much guarantee a 50 if he gets Collector. Now, we could pass it and just watch him prove such things, because I'm also passing him Plow Driver here. I also passed him Grocer, so Collector might actually not be very good. I think I agree. I passed Collector here. I also passed Grocer, so I think that makes Collector worse. Like, the way that you have to use Collector is you need to fence early, and you use Collector twice, and you get breeding animals of sheep, cow, and like you use it to get sheep, boar, and cow, and you get your crops off of using it twice, and you get all your breeding animals set by like the end of stage 2 or stage 3, and in that way, because you're breeding all those animals so early, it's really like you're using Collector to get like 5 cows, 5 sheep, 5 boar, and 2 veg, 2 grain, and a resource or 2. So let's de-draft the Plow Driver. I'm not using any of these cards myself, really. I could use Clay Eater, but Clay Eater's so weak. So I'm going to de-draft the Plow Driver out of the game, even though I'm making plows easier already, so maybe it's not a great answer. Hey, whenever we use the grain seeds, we could get cows. Again, I don't think that's great, although maybe it's not awful. Otherwise, just Domestician Expert's pretty fun. You get to put sheep in your house, but again, I don't really need to breed sheep. I should have plenty of food this game. So maybe it is Take the Dumb Cow Herd? This card's... Oh wait, no, this is the cattle market space. Whoops, sorry, I thought this was the stupid grain seeds thing. Duh, this is not that. I mean, Cow Herd is fine, but I don't need Cow Herd. I'll take the Domestician Expert. Is it okay to say things after the fact? I mean... I think it's reasonable to. It's tricky, right? Like, this is a mini tournament. I don't think anybody's too serious about this one, so, like, I don't even think small advice matters too much here. But you definitely have to make sure it's after the fact, because like, I'm going to see some of these packs again. And also, we have to be careful about whatever you say in chat, because, like, you should try not to even remind me of cards that I saw or anything too. I don't know. I take Carpenter here, especially if I get lucky and blessed. There's like a 25% chance that there's going to be a straw thatched roof in the minors. So there's a good chance I could get away with this type of nonsense. And Bellfounder is just not playable this game. I don't have any trickles of clay, so... You would have just taken Merchant? Okay, I mean, that's... Yeah, I think just taking Merchant's very defensible. It's possible I want to put a ton of minors I want to play and stuff. CD has much stronger minors, so people that are used to me saying that start player sucks over on this site, there will be a lot more start players in this set. There's just a lot more cards that are worth playing. There's also like a lot more Ox that are worth playing later in the game. Hey, remember that Oven Firing Boy I said should wheel and actually should be pretty good this game? Look at that. Field Watching has a harder time playing imps in your experience. Yeah, I think that is true, actually. So that's a good call. It would have been very defensible. Hey, you remember how I said I wanted to find some field watchman support? Hello. Here's a sleeping quarter. It's pretty much impossible not to take sleeping quarter here. I'm gonna have the grain fields, and like if I hit a round 7 growth game, I get to set up grain fields in stage 1. I have great food. I get a room, and I sneak into the growth queue with sleeping quarter. Um, I won yesterday. I won the tournament yesterday. It was pretty fun. I basically just had the best hand, and then I played well, and I also got a big gift in the mid game. Um, so all of that combined made it pretty hard for me to lose. I would say I had that game won after round 8. Like it just didn't feel like anybody could beat me that after that. I might have already had it won prior to that too, to be honest. I'm not totally sure. Uh, but anyhow, I'm just paying attention to other cards here, what other people are going to be playing, because I realized I kind of don't remember some of the other Ox I played or passed. But most of these cards are not super impactful to me. Um, there's a lot of extra bake supporters here, so I might not play Oven Firing Boy because miners are just better than occupations in terms of getting bake actions, in my opinion. But we'll see. Regardless, this game looks so easy thus far. I mean, again, I think Field Watching is just oppressively strong, and I'm getting good support. I mean, I'm still dreaming for the Straw Thatch Drift. If I hit Straw Thatch Drift in this draft, I'm pretty close to saying GG and out of the draft again. But we'll see. Uh, the real dream here too is to get Freeok in round 1. But I mean, I've always played Field Watcher. Fofo start player. Fofo. If Fofo takes an Ock, I play an Ock. If Fofo takes Reedstone Food, I'm Ocking. Whatever I do, and I'm Ocking, and then I'm just starting to take grain. The other priorities throughout stage 1, maybe play Seed Seller and just build up extra grain. I'm not opposed to that. It's not super important though. Hey, you want even more great cards for field watching? Field fences. I get to save a bit of wood on my fencing as long as it's next to field tiles. And you get a fence action while you start play or something. Hello, beautiful card. Um, Writing desk is reasonable. It gets you extra occupation actions, but I don't have a big reason to play a lot of my hand. But writing desk is going to be very good for somebody. It's not only just a win to a point, which is nice, but it often like buys you an action or so. Paying 2 food for a lesson. Normally a lesson costs 1 food, so like you're really only paying 1 food for an extra action. That's obviously very strong as long as you have cards that are worth playing. And again, in this set with CD, I think it's a lot more reasonable. You might want to actually play 6 occupations, say. And so you play writing desk after you have 2 down, and you get to use it twice. You get 6 occupations down, save 2 actions. It's a very good card. Supply boat is fun for fishing combos. Mantelpiece can work for some. Milk jug is nice, but again, I should have plenty of food off baking grain, so I don't need it. And then dwelling mound is a huge trap in my opinion. You have to plan in round 3 or before, and then you have to pay a food for every field you get. Now, maybe it works with field watchman, but paying a food early for 3 points and using an action to play that card, it's just not particularly strong. As much as point ceiling matters, this is like, again, some of the really interesting parts of Agricola. The tempo on the card is so bad when you have to play it, and how that food can impact you. Especially for me, I want to plow a bunch early. Now, dwelling mound works a lot better if you just want to start player with it and you're not going to plow much, etc. But yeah. Okay, our chances of hitting the Straw Thatch Roof are increasingly getting denied, so that's a bit sad. But even without there being a point on Reed Pond, I think this is still a playable card for me. I can play Field Watchman, Seed Seller, and Carpenter this game, and then drop a Reed Pond at some point in order to get some cheaper rooms and grow into them rapidly with Sleeping Quarter. I might not use it, but most of the other cards here kind of suck. I don't need Shifting Cultivation. I'm not... Stone Togs might not be terrible. Feed Fence is pretty bad. I don't intend to be building stables, probably. Hunting Trophy, you have to eat a boar, and then it saves you some stuff, but, like... when am I cooking a wild boar to get a point? Game trade allows you to turn sheep into a. This is useful if you just get a lot of sheep. So like maybe my domestician expert, I should take game trade, but I think just taking reed pawn is strongest. Um, I think it gives me the most options for how to like play this opening out still and be happy about it. One of the issues for field watching is that you can get reed blocked. I'm not taking reedstone food with priority early on. And so if the other players actually take Reedstone Food and 2 Reed, I don't remember there being Reed injection in this draft yet, actually. So we do not hit the straw thatched roof. So the dream, the real, like the huge best dream is gone, which is a shame because it was a beautiful dream. Um, I don't need Moldborn Plow. I'm never canoeing, but there is a little Reed injection and there's some fishing combos. Private Forest is kind of fun, but you have to have an occupation down and you have to play it early to get the most use out of it, and it gives you trickles of wood. I don't think that's my game. So this is small greenhouse or mini pasture. Small greenhouse is just better than large greenhouse, but the timing on this card is still tricky for me because I probably am playing stuff like Sleeping Quarter and Reed Pond early. I'm not sure I'm going to have time to play small greenhouse to actually get the veggies off of it. So I think I just take mini pasture. Mini pasture and field fences means that, like, honestly, I need very little wood for fencing. I might not even use Skillful Renovator this game, and I probably am trying to build 2 wood rooms. Um, because I have so much wood injection. Mini pasture will inject wood, feed fences will inject like 4 wood as well. So like 8 of my fencing wood is just these 2 minor improvements. And my fence actions are also just happening on start player. I can fence with mini pasture on start player. I can fence with field fences on start player. So I have some like decent cards to just play start player late. Again, this is why I argue that CD you're going to see a lot more start player. These are cards totally worth, like all of my hand is worth actually playing start player for because it's just that strong of a thing anyhow. Sculpture is not particularly good. You spend a stone for 2 points, but you have to play it when there's enough rounds left compared to unused spaces. Like it's messy. 3 field rotation is a trickle of food, but again, I don't need trickles of food. I think this is just a pretty easy bread paddle. Bread paddle is definitely an option for me for getting some extra bake actions instead of oven firing boy. Oven firing boy might still just be playable enough, but so yeah, I mean the game plan again is get our grain fields down. We definitely also want to be angling for an oven. The clay oven is fantastic for our hand, like pretty necessary. Supply boat again is a fishing combo that I don't want to like. I don't want to fish for crops. Wood to a point, I guess, is maybe just okay though. I'm never playing sack cart. It's probably just take mantelpiece though. Mantelpiece can be strong and annoying, and why pass mantelpiece option to gray? Supply boat option is probably I mean, it's tricky. I might actually play supply boat. I'm probably not playing mantelpiece. But mantelpiece can be really like quite powerful. I've even passed a cottager, so like I mean the fact that this is already wheeled means nobody really wants it, but I'm gonna continue de-drafting here, but that might be wrong. And then here I will take stone togs. I don't need shifting cultivation. But the fact nobody else needs shifting cultivation is kind of surprising. I did not see a lot of other plow help that I remember, so it's a bit interesting nobody else wanted that. But again, pretty good hand. Pretty great hand still. Sleeping Corner and Field Watchman already strong enough. I can just also just do 1 room this game and use Sleeping Corner, right? Like, it depends on when growth flips, I think. We really just want late growth. Late growth is an absolute dream for this hand. So we'll see what we get. But if family growth flips in 7, I get to set up strong feeding and really strong stage 1 stuff, and I'm not going to have to wait that long to grow because of Sleeping Quarter. So again, we'll see, but I'm feeling quite good about where we're at here. And we'll see how good it goes. Fofo, take Reedstone Food first action. Hand us the Freak. CW Gordon doesn't know these cards, so yeah, he was definitely Anyhow, we're hoping to get Freeok here. We're hoping Fofo wants Reedstone food. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, even better. We get to save one extra food on our game. Why not? And we get to just do absolute nonsense. Assistant tiller for Gray. Ooh, okay. I don't think so I did pass Cottager, but Cottager's not necessarily that great. But Grocer is pretty good with assistant tiller. You can actually defensively plow a lot early and then play Grocer with all your food, buy your crops, and get an early sow. We have to be slightly worried about that because I definitely need to sow in stage 1 with all my grain. So I do have to watch out for the sow block. Getting blocked on sow would be pretty awful. Now, the other thing about assistant tiller and field watching, these players are going to have an easy time plowing this game because some of us are plowing on not the plow spot. So definitely that's going to be advantageous. Also, that field might be in the wrong spot. I just realized. Oh, that was really bad of me actually. I should have thought further about that farm layout. This is really sloppy of me. Because field fences, you want to build your pastures next to fields. I should really be plowing these 5 spaces, and then plan pasture spaces here, and then maybe rooms were up here or something. I mean, this will still work. I'm going to put a room here and then maybe a room here, and I put fields through here, and then I get field fence pastures through these spaces. Or, I mean, I might go 7 fields this game and only 4 spots, and I'm planning probably 4 rooms. I mean, it depends on when growth flips. Anyhow, Gray start player to Private Forest. Goes on to Reedstone Food. That's fine. Private Forest is fun in round 1 also. I would like 2 reed. If I don't get 2 reed, 3 wood is fine. And I still could debate just playing Seed Seller and having a ton of grain. But I do think Seed Seller is probably just overkill. The only upshot to playing Ox is that it does get me closer to just playing a Reed Pond. And again, Reed Pond is also pretty good with Carpenter here. I could defensively play Seed Seller, Carpenter, Reed Pond. Conjure from Gordon, totally fine. Does mean there might be some competition for the ovens, which could also cause me issues. But hey, I have a Carpenter and they're offering me 2 reed. I eventually will need a reed. I'll need like a Reedstone food action just so I can build an oven. But I could get by with a hearth this game actually. I'll have enough grain. I could get away with a hearth. So I take 2 reed here. And then I just grain plow on the wheel. We see now if Gray's going to play an early grocer or not. He is just going for the cottager. So I think I'm glad that I took this mantelpiece and didn't pass it to him because Gray did keep the cottager. And I don't really want to see that. Gordon wisely just takes traveling. Makes a ton of sense. Yeah. Obviously, yeah. Just makes a lot of sense. But I clearly will take grain plow and I'll start plowing these spaces at the very least. Wow, Fofo's plowing. So many fields in the early game. Gray's staying start player. That's definitely nice for him. Slight bummer for me, but it doesn't matter much. I do need a food, but I'm not opposed to eating a raw grain in this stage. I'm pretty tempted to just take one of the wood stacks. Gray takes Reedstone food over 4 wood. Mild surprise. I probably just take wood here, but 4 clay is not awful. 4 clay will just like get me a hearth or get me the clay oven. Wood HUD extender for Fofo. Wow, okay, the power cards are out though. Fofo gets to save Reed on their wood rooms and eventually has cheaper rooms also. So a lot of rooms coming from Fofo this game. A very strong card there. Okay, do I take 4 clay just to really try to... I mean, if I take 4 clay, Gordon will build... Gordon's going to build the fireplace if I do this. I really need wood for rooms, so I probably should just take wood here. Taking room parts is probably just the best. Yeah, let's not get too fancy here. We'll be able to get the food sorted. Somehow I will get a hearth or an oven. Gray is just gonna fish, make sure he's fed. Obviously makes sense. Gordon is gonna play another Ock. He has a plow maker. Wow, okay, so plows are gonna be stupidly easy for everyone. There's so much plow help. Fofo takes 4 clay. Gray stays start. I just grain plow. Well, I could. No, I grain plow here. I definitely want to be ready to sow. Just sowing is way too important to miss out on. I might actually have to sow for. No, I shouldn't have to sow first. Actually, nobody can legally sow. If Gordon for some reason plows, then I will sow. I'm not risking missing it. But Gray does take 4 wood now. Fofo probably Gray. Actually, Gordon probably builds the fireplace here. No, his 2 clay is not for a fireplace. Interesting. Fofo has an option now to hearth, and that is what Fofo is going to take. Um, yeah, I mean, that makes plenty of sense. So I think my action here is to take Reedstone Food. Reedstone Food gets me closer to the clay oven. I could probably take clay next round. I have an option to play Carpenter for rooms. Also, the room queue looks horrendous anyhow. Gray's going to build here. Gordon and Fofo are ready to build. So, like, I'm not going to... All my opponents are being very good about room parts. So, I think I take Reedstone Food. It actually saves me eating a grain anyhow. It gets me closer to, like, a double build off Carpenter. And it gets me the stone I need to build Clay Oven. So I think just all of it is very good option here for me. So yeah, I think this is still quite a strong start. I obviously sow on the wheel. My next action is sow, get all 3 grain fields in, and then we just hope for late growth. Late growth with my sleeping quarter, and my setup is again just oppressively strong. It's looking like I'm not gonna get Reed Pond down possibly ever, but maybe I play Carpenter and Oven Firing Boy stuff still. We'll see. Next round, I do want a clay stack and I want a clay oven. Stuff like that's pretty useful. Just taking a pile of wood and building a room, or just playing Carpenter, all that stuff's defensible. Wow, Gray is not building a room here. Oh, Gray can always cottager the room. Still a little surprised Gray's not building, actually. I guess Gray's going to go for the double build, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm actually really surprised Gordon's getting the first room here, though. That was unexpected. But it's also okay. Yeah, whatever. Like, I'm okay. Fofo just takes the sheep, had to take a food move. Yep, makes sense. I obviously sow here. I mean, if you have Field Watchman, you really want these 3 grain fields in stage 1. It's very strong. You really want to make sure you're doing this. Again, it's so strong to just have all this grain already come in. It's great food. There's not a lot of times in stage 1 you have to be taking pretty iffy actions like 2 clay and 2 wood and stuff. I got to completely avoid that. Alls I've taken are room parts and 3 grain fields. We do not see growth. That's perfect. I'm still hoping for round 7 growth, but honestly, anything but round 5 growth was very good for me. Gray is going to start player Carpenter's Parlor. Wow, with Cottager. So really some strong cards from a lot of my opponents. A lot of rooms are coming into the game. So if I get late growth while all my opponents have bad rooms and I have a sleeping quarter, oh, I'm in such a strong position. I really do want clay to make sure I get a clay oven, but I also really want I really kind of want wood. Just because these wood actions are great. Gordon's just taking food and being safe. Fofo probably just snaps this 4 wood, and then I will just take 5 clay. But if I'm offered 4 wood, I probably take it. There's not that much difference between 4 and 3 wood, but it's a little just denying people like who has what. I mean, Gray's committed, I think, to day laboring here with that start player. You know, if growth flips and he day labors here, it's really beautiful for him. Fofo does take the 4 wood. I think that makes sense. So I'm going to 5 clay here. And then either I can play Carpenter on the wheel, or I can just build a clay oven. I'm probably just building the clay oven, just making sure I get it. Um, it solves a lot of problem. Like it's just really good for me just to get the clay oven down, and then I have oven fired boy bread paddle options. Just getting that stuff out of the way seems good. Fofo might be going for a double build herself with wood hut extender. Her if she waits one more round, her rooms are already discounted to 4 wood. One of your head, yeah, I always do this. I tend to always. It's weird. I do this a lot with headphones because I like to listen to what's actually happening in my apartment, just in case Loki's moving around or making noises. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can do this, but it's yeah, I don't know why. Being able to like fully hear myself and hear what's going on in the apartment is a lot of what I do. This is why I really should just figure out how to get a standing mic going again. But the mic I used to have always had weird audio. Like it messed up sometimes, and people would complain about my audio. But this headset mic always has worked, so it's a lot easier to just use this. But Gordon's playing another occupation here. Kind of interesting. Wood expert. Woof, that's a great card. Wood expert is very strong if you have food. All your improvements cost 2 wood less. It's one of the best cards in the set. There's so many 2 wood improvements that when you turn them into a food, they're so good. Remember that small greenhouse, the sack cart? Although I saw sack cart and small greenhouse pretty late in the draft, right? I'm not sure Gordon drafted correctly with Wood Expert. There's so many improvements that are so killer with Wood Expert. Okay, these players are telling me that they're going to leave a 6 wood stack. I say no. No, we're not leaving a 6 wood action. We are leaving a 6 clay action, but we're not leaving a 6 wood action. I'm now 1 reedstone food away from carpenter and double building. Late growth. All right, team. I mean, this is just dumb. I do feel bad for my opponents. I mean, they have super cheap room cards. I have the best like late growth card in the game. I have a sleeping quarter. I mean, this game is like over. It's just basically over. This is so dumb. I feel yeah. I mean, Gray says gross. I mean, yeah, this is this yeah. It's very dumb. You assume I'm listening to music. BGA does not come with music, and indeed, I am not listening to music. I actually don't really listen to music. Obviously, I think if you go watch William's stream right now, I think he is listening to music. Yeah, late grow is silly CS, right? I mean, this hand wanted late grow. I hit late growth. I already had the best thing. Remember how I said field watching should be banned? I told you I was going to try to prove it. I mean, now admittedly, this is like the best possible. This was one of the best possible scenarios. The only thing that would have been better is if I still got the. Wow, Fofo is going to let me build here. So I could just build here and then play clay oven, and then next round I just play sleeping quarter and grow first with whoever else grows. Who wants to do that? The answer is me. The answer is me. This is just stupidly, absolutely, oppressively, redonkulously strong. I have exactly 1 wood left for the sleeping quarter. Yeah, it's bustedly good. It's just bustedly good. It does open up the growth queue a little for everybody else too with their cheap rooms, but this is busted. I build a room, I play clay oven. Nobody else should major here. I guess Gordon could conceivably fireplace here. That would slightly mess up my plan because then I don't have the food to grow. Although Gordon plowed twice, which was kind of interesting. I'm not sure why Gordon plowed twice unless he's going to sow some grain, and even then it's kind of interesting. Yeah, Gordon Reedstone Foods here. I don't know how Gordon's feeding. Fofo gets the clay stack. That's good. We just get the clay oven here, and so we're just hitting the nuts this game. Honestly, this game's breaking about as best as it could. This is just busted. Growth flips again. My plan is to play sleeping quarter and grow.
They can't stop me. Well, they could stop me. I could not get major. I need to play Sleeping Corner, and Gordon presumably start players. He does. Okay, so the other question is, should I actually inject the growth with Sleeping Corner here? And I think the answer is I still just should. I should just major and grow. The alternative, though, is the board's pretty good. I could, like, take 3 stone and be able to build the stone oven later. So I actually need to pause for just a second to think about this. I want to grow, is my instinct. Just growing is pretty damn good. The alternative is I take like 3 stone and 3 wood, and then next round I start player. I don't know. It looks like Fofo is going to line up the triple build with some strong discounts. Wood hut extender, if you build in round 8, it's only going to cost 3 wood. And then it only costs 1 reed per. So, I mean, Fofo is 1 reedstone food away from just having 5 rooms. Gray will still build more rooms, presumably with Carpenter's Parlor. I think I just do the busted thing here and I grow. That was my instinct. I mean, I'm growing with... I might be growing Nada. That's the other kind of sad thing here. I don't actually have a card worth playing. But even just grow Nada, I think, is stupidly strong. I think I just do this. And yeah, Gray is just laughing. Yeah, I mean... Fireplace and stone oven are better than the usual oven. No, I don't know if that's true. The clay oven's very good also. The clay oven just needs a lot of bake actions, so. What did Gray do? Gray took the reed stack. That makes plenty of sense. Gray wants to do stuff. How is Gray feeding here, though? Wait a sec. Is Gray taking a beggar for that reed? Gordon's going to have to grow first action, and then Fofo actually has to start player because of Gray. I might get 4 stone or 6 wood or something. I mean, the board is jacked at the start of next round. This grow is absolutely going to turn out correct. This is just... Even growing nothing here. I mean, I could play mini pasture by paying 2 grain. I do have a lot of grain, but it's fine. I can play it later once I stabilize. If I get 4 stone here and could just build a stone oven, I don't need oven firing boy. I don't need extra bake actions. I'll have infinite food. I'll have great offboard. Again, I think this game's just won. Like, it sounds kind of ridiculous and grandiose, but like seriously, things are stupidly strong here for me. I have guaranteed grow to 5 in a late growth game. I have easy food. I have easy fields. I'm getting 6 wood or 4 stone here. I mean, I want 4 stone over 6 wood. Wood is not that important to me with field fences and mini pasture. There's actually a ton of wood in the game. That's not a big concern of mine. Last time you thought that you won the game in round 7, you got mega wrecked. Well, yeah, I agree. You're right. I should wait. There's time for things to go awry. But... and I do eventually need some wood for fences. But Fofo actually takes the 6 wood and dares Gray to start player build. I'm kind of surprised by this. Gray can consider start player build. I guess Fofo has to take the sheep still, by the way. Fofo's food is behind. Gray does just take clay because Gray also needs food. I mean, my opponents are pretty food tight, actually. So that's the other just busted thing of my position right now. Like, I can try to renovate to the stone oven also and debate playing a mantelpiece still. Although the mantelpiece is not going to be particularly impressive, but it's an option. But yeah, I definitely want to build stone oven and bake a ton of grain. I do. This 4 wood is tempting if I can get it. Gordon also has food troubles. Yeah, actually, my opponents all have big food problems at the moment. They're going to have a rough stage 3. And I'm just going to build a stone oven and continue to laugh at... well, not laugh. Again... My opponents haven't done anything particularly wrong. The rounds have just flipped perfectly. I had Field Watchman, Sleeping Corner as my first picks. What can you do? Like this is exactly what I would have tried to draw the game up. I want second seat with field watch, and I want free ock. I want to get all this stuff early. I want to take some read actions. I want to take a reed stone food. I want to take a clay pile. I want to take a clay oven. I want to build a room. I want to play sleeping court. I want to grow. I got everything. I got everything I wanted. So how do you beat that? Yeah, I get 4 wood here, and then I will just build a stone oven as my last action this round. As much as Reno stone oven is fun, it's whatever. Just locking up the stone oven is very strong. Gray actually might just be building a fireplace. No, he's just gonna day labor. Okay, that makes sense. He is building a room. Makes sense too. Fofo first action grows next round. Gray probably start players for growth. I'm not sure. But I'll just build a stone oven here. Not the well. The well is great, but the stone oven lets me do this unholy bake actions. Once I so bake again next stage when my fields are open, I get one more just triple bake and I just have like infinite food. The fact that I feed so easily is again like it's one of the real strengths of Field Watcher is that Gray's actually going to start player for the growth and beat Fofo. That makes sense. Duh. So Fofo being very late to build rooms means that she's getting jumped multiple times too, which is unfortunate. The board has kind of stabilized. I mean, 4 wood is good action, but it's definitely a lot more stable in terms of what's available. I could debate taking 4 clay and just renovating to a 2-point mantelpiece here. I don't dislike that. It's not bad, but it's not particularly good. I might just play like mini pasture this round. Taking a veg so I can sow some veg, just getting some more grain plows. I think I'm going for 2 more fields. I don't actually think I'm going to build another room. As much as I have cheap rooms and I have sleeping quarter, I could just wait for growth late this game. I'm just going to try for 3 more grain plows this game. I'm going to fence like a mini pasture like right here. And then I'm going to get to use field fences to save a ton of other wood on my fencing. Like I have ultra efficient fencing actions. Trying to be able to like steal this pair of boar is actually pretty tempting in that regard. Like I could start player mini pasture here and open next round with the boar just to deny them to the table. I don't get clay here. I could take 2 clay just a red mantelpiece, but that's not very good. I guess Fofo doesn't need to start player to grow. Nobody else is building a room. So I think this round might be very boring. I might just veg, grain, start player mini pasture. And just work on farming. I think that's what I'm doing. I think I'm just going to work on farming. I did try up in the finals yesterday. Yep, I got pretty lucky. Well, I mean, I played well too, right? I played well, but I also got lucky yesterday. Things just went very well. Grape did play a writing desk and has played a supply boat. Gray's food is rough here, though. Like, Gray's close to starving. Gordon just plays a hearth and is also going to have to... Gordon's going to sow bake here. But the fact that Gordon got no ovens... again, everybody is just hungry. Fofo gets to fence out, though. Fofo has been very good about taking all the wood. Actually, it looks like these guys both have to take food actions. I think I just get to start player into a 6 wood action, is what it's looking like. I don't really need 6 wood, but I guess I can consider a joinery this game. I'm injecting a lot of wood still. But I am just going to grain plow. Gray is just day laboring, and Gordon has to sow bake. So yeah, I mean, I get to just start player into 6 wood, and other players are just gonna take animal pairs. Admittedly, they're too hungry not to. They're gonna snag animal pairs right off the bat, but Gray's food is just trash here, unfortunately. But he has 4 actions, and Gray's a strong player. He'll figure a way to stabilize. But again, I passed him a grocer. I don't know how he plans to pay for his groceries either. The ovens are gone. The hearths are gone. Gray's not in great position to feed off guilds. This game was just dumb. I feel bad. Like honestly, my opponents didn't do anything wrong. I just have the nuts. The rounds flipped in the right way. I had the best cards, and you just can't do anything about that. Like you just can't. You can't stop. Like you can't stop this efficiency. Field Watch is too efficient, and it's too good in late growth games like this. It's just too strong. I have a huge so bake to do this stage. Feeds me for the rest of the game, and maxes out my crop points. And I'm still gonna get more fields. My fences again are trivial with this hand. My growths are guaranteed to max. So yeah, it's really just finding more point ceiling, and the fact that I get to worry about point ceiling in a late growth game. I mean, Fofo is pretty advanced here too. I mean, Fofo has 2 rooms and does have some breeding animals. Fofo, even though she hasn't grown, has some good advantages. But also, like, I just take 6 wood here. Although, I mean, wood starving my opponents. Nah, I just there's no wood starving, but I take 6 wood. There's an insane amount of wood this game, but I guess I could build stables eventually, for point ceiling. Gray's gonna have to build a fireplace here, I think. I don't. Even then, I think the animals are getting taken. Like I think Gordon just chows down 2 boar here. I will take 2 sheep if Fofo doesn't. Fofo has to grow and something else. Fofo might just take 2 sheep, also needing food. I could take single cow actions. I'm not super enticed by that though. I'd rather get pairs, but this might be a really tough game to get animal pairs in. If I'm Gordon, Gordon doesn't need the pigs actually. I thought Gordon would snap the pigs, but Milk Jug means that Gordon is pretty content to just spam cows the rest of the game. But what else is there on this board? That's the other thing. There's not a lot of stuff that matters anymore. I'm happy to take 4 clay just to open up my Reno. 4 clay is an option. I'm taking an animal pair if I can. Wow, Gordon takes the sheep, giving Fofo the boar. That's baffling. I don't understand what that's about. Fofo getting the boar here is very fortunate. I'm just taking 4 clay then. I don't have time to not take animal pairs. If my opponents all need to take animal pairs, it makes sense. I really think that is what they have to do, but also not a concern of mine. I probably just take 4 clay and so bake. Gray takes Reedstone food, probably gonna position himself for a BMW. Gray's food is, yeah, just rough. Gordon's start playing, maybe explaining the sheep grab. Nah, he just has a small greenhouse with Wood Expert costing him a food. I mean, again, this is where Wood Expert's like very nice. You get to save yourself some really improvement actions, but don't know if that matters much. Feed pellets for Fofo. Feed pellets is a fun card. Just get another sheep. Fofo has another growth next round. Fofo's game's fine. I would love stone next round, but I don't know if I can get greedy for it. So another option is I just take 2 stone here so I can renovate to the well. Seems really hard to pass up. Just take 2 stone and renovate to the well next round, right? I mean, I do need a so bake action, but there's really no pressure on that. Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 stone and go for that line. Fofo might get a pair of cows here. No, okay, Gray's taking a cow. He needs the food. Yeah. So yeah, animal pairs do look very tough to get this game. I'm probably not going to get a great animal score, so good for Fofo on that front. But nobody else is going to have good animal score either. Just too much hunger. Plowing again is stupidly easy. Fofo fencing big. Maybe I think there was a major in the draft. Maybe I don't fully remember, but fencing big actually looks like mildly a mistake. There's going to be so many plow actions this game because of Plowmaker, Tiller, and Field Watchman. So much open. Gray builds another room. Yeah, I mean, I guess you have Carpenter's Parlor. What else are you supposed to do? But Gordon opens this round with, I honestly don't know. Nobody's renovated yet. So the reno queue is also kind of horrific. Um, I still have, I also forgot, I still have Skillful Renovator. I could add a ton more wood to the game, but again, why? Like, why add more wood? That's not really a thing I need to do. I think my round is renovate to the well, but there's nobody that can build the well or renovate at the moment. So I don't do that. So I'm gonna renovate to the well this round, and then what? I take grain plow and a huge sow bake? No, I take renovate well, I sow bake, and I start player feed fences. Even though I don't, well, no, see that's where if I plow some more fields, I get slightly more wood savings, but again, how much wood do I need to save on field fences? It's not particularly important. I think maybe it is grain plow, sow bake, feed, or red well. No, wait, that's too much pressure. In case, like, Gordon could sow here, like, this is, I think I should just sow bake. Make sure I don't miss this. Yeah, just don't miss this sow bake opportunity. Then renovate to the well, because part of the problem is I could get pressured to build the, I could get pressured. The problem is if I try to leave both sow bake and red well, it's possible I get pressured to do one of those things earlier than I want to. Um, because both of them can be pressured pretty easily. And so if I get pressured on both, then I have to pick which to take, and I really just want both. Um, so I will just do both. I will just, again, I don't have to renovate well this action. I could just do my start player feed fences. I mean, the animals are gorgeous next round. So being start player when all the animals, like I could actually get animal pairs. I don't need plow sow, and if growth flips, I also don't care. Like I'll just take animal pairs. So I start player and then I run well. I'm gonna I'm gonna cost myself 2 wood by using field fences now instead of later, but again, there's stupid amounts of wood in this game. Who cares? Yeah, who cares? And then I renovate to the well next action. So yeah, we just get a field fences, get another fence action on start player, and save some wood while building these. So yeah, we get to save 3 wood here, which is pretty nice. Again, I don't know if it really matters, but Gray takes a cow again, just needs the food. Gray still wants to build a BMW, but I guess is just reading that there's no major pressure, which is probably true. Gray did at least kind of stabilize his feeding now, but it's still rough long term. He doesn't have efficient food. His grocer just isn't gonna really go anywhere. Gordon is just gonna fence 13. That's nice. I mean, Gordon's game is fine, but it's kind of like mine, but just worse, right? I have more crops, same field, slightly better fences. I have a sleeping quarter, slightly more offboard points. I have slightly more food. Um, I already have the veg. I guess he already has the sheep, but like this sheep over the boar is still actually really intriguing, though. I don't know why he let Fofo have a pair of boar and he took sheep instead, especially with a hearth. Like it's just worse on the food, and it was nicer to Fofo. So still kind of confusing to me, but oh well. Not important, really. We build the well because why not just take all the best victory point ceiling? I mean, that's part of also why my game is just bustedly good. I open next round with the pair of boar. Alls I really like, I have 9 actions left this game. I'm mostly fed throughout the rest of the game. Uh, Gray does have the grocer. We knew that was going to be a case. Like I passed grocer. He was going to have it. Um, he also has a master bricklayer. Well, I guess we're very happy that we scooped all the improvements we want. I mean, Gray can scoop all the majors he wants now, but whatever. He does instantly get to build a BMW while saving 2 stone, though, so I mean, it's fun. He's going to get to scoop a lot of majors, at least, or the remaining guilds, basically. But it does inject a lot of stone in the game, so I could still debate a stone Reno. Reed stone food, 2 stone, Reno to stone. I mean, that's 3 actions for 3 points. That's pretty bad, but also, like, I am running low on points. Well, not that low. I want to plow twice. I want to grow twice. I probably want to sow one more time, just re-sow a veg or something in the final, like take this veg heart in round 14. I probably want one more sow action just to put both veg back in the ground. Um, I want to take at least every animal once. So, I mean, that's 3 animal actions, 2 more plow actions, 2 grow actions. That's 7. Sow action is 8. I have slightly more than that, especially if growth flips, but um, yeah, I mean, again, this game was just a win. It still looks very winning to me. I can't imagine anybody catches up to me. I don't see how it's possible. I'm just too far ahead. Like, I have basically a full farm. I have a growth does flip, which means I get to grow here. Like, again, I'm taking animals first though. I have a sleeping quarter. I don't care about passing growth to others. Um, Sometimes I would be carried about passing growth to others, but like Gordon can have growth if he wants it. That's fine. I might even wheel the sheep then in some insane worlds. Like, sure. Um, but getting breeding animals is great. No, yeah, Gray's gonna take the sheep because he needs the food. Okay, that's fine. I am willing to take 2 cow actions over the next 2 rounds. I'm willing to just cow. I get growth here. Again with sleeping quarter, like things are things are dandy. There's no actual problems going on. Gray having to take just 4 food actions in order to try to pay off grocer. I mean, it's the correct move, but it doesn't. It's just it's slow hard feeding for sure. Fofo prioritizing plow is kind of surprising to me. Fofo. Oh, wait a sec. Fofo's going for a funky big country, right? Fofo might have a weird big country with wood hut extender. That's might be why she plowed small and why she prioritized plow so heavily right here. I don't know why else you take plow. I mean, I guess maybe it's just your best action, but I'm kind of surprised if it's her best action. I think this might be start player big country, which is kind of fun. I mean, it's pretty late, so it doesn't really matter. Gordon actually start players. Okay. I mean, again, there's a lot more reasons and cards to start player late. Okay, Gordon took the sheep because he has loom. Loom with wood expert is also hilariously good, right? Paying a food for a loom instead of paying 2 wood for a loom, so good. But Gordon's wood expert still isn't that good. He hasn't really spammed out a ton of improvements. He could also build a joiner. It is big country. Hey, we called that. Fofo does have big country. If I was Fofo, I might have been tempted to get greedy by taking Reedstone food and wheeling Reno big country though. The red queue is still pretty bad. But I grow here, obviously. Just grow. Get more actions, do things with those actions. Not that there's that much to do with these actions. I might wind up taking wood and building stables just because, yeah, again, what else, like, what else am I doing? I'm taking a sheep, I'm taking a cow, I'm taking grain a couple more times. I want to sow action. I mean, I have some things to do, but I have a lot of actions this game left. I do need more food. Now that growth flipped and I'm growing twice, I need a bit more food to get through the game. I can eat some raw grain, but probably one more so bake won't would actually be mildly useful. Although there's trickles of food coming from well and from milk jug. I actually probably am fed with raw grain. Fofo now takes the reedstone food and opens up the red path. And Gray grows. Yeah, see, I think Fofo still gets to renovate here, but I think Fofo maybe should have set up for the Reno big country instead of just rushing it on major. But oh well, it doesn't matter much. Gray is debating mini pasture here, but I don't know if Gray has the food to justify mini pasture. Yeah, he has 3 field rotation. That makes a lot of sense. Gray gets a sow action, getting to plant grain, veg if he eats through his grocer, and then he gets food off 3 field rotation the last 2 rounds. Really helps ease his feeding. I think that makes a lot of sense for Gray. This is looking like a game where we're all actually going to get to 5 family members. Because I grow next round with Sleeping Quarter, and presumably Fofo or Gordon are going to grow first action next round, and that means growth will just be there for somebody in the final round. But yeah. Regardless, what can I say? Field Watch and let's ban it, everybody. Oh, Fofo has Conservator. That's why Fofo hasn't been renovated. But I'm wondering why Fofo took all this clay then. This clay grab in the past is looking pretty. I mean, I guess Fofo wants to try to snag the pottery. Fofo is going to take like 3 stone and renovate to the pottery. But yeah. Plow sow here from Gordon. That makes sense. This is a really pretty plow sow. Fofo probably grows. And then I take 6 wood to build stables. Yeah, I think that's what happens. Me taking 6 wood to build stables seems fine. I'm running out of other things to do. Yeah, Fofo actually takes the stone. I mean, that makes enough sense too. There's really not a huge race on that grow action. Although there kind of is, but there's a bigger race to pottery for Fofo. Red pottery is very important for Fofo. I think Gray is going to buy all these goods and sow. It's very important for Gray to get this sow action. Because of 3 field rotation and just because of points. That does indeed look like what Gray is doing. It looks like he's, well, or it could be Reno pottery. He just bought the clay. Yeah, actually, it's going to be red pottery and snag the pottery and assume so is coming back anyhow. Yeah, that's kind of nasty. Fofo losing pottery is definitely a blow, but again, I mean, Fofo's had this clay forever and didn't secure it, but it's definitely unfortunate for Fofo. Gordon just wheels growth. It's pretty sweet. I mean, Gordon's game looks pretty solid, except yeah, no animals, slight food problems. But he's kind of done as well. But I mean, the big difference is I have these off-board points, and Gordon doesn't. But Gordon's not that far away from me, but probably far enough. It doesn't really matter. Fofo takes the cow. That's slightly sad. I'm actually taking grain plow here, I think. Because Fofo might take a grain still. I could take the sheep, but I don't think anybody wants that single sheep, so I think the sheep comes back more than the grain plow comes back. I could always just plow regular too, but this is fine. Gray just takes 4 clay, that's for food. Yeah, it's fine. Gray still does want plows, or Gray really wants to sow, but he's just assuming nobody wants it, and I think that's a good read. I really don't want it, but yeah, if Gray doesn't get sow, it's pretty killer. Gordon's just start playing again. I mean, this is wood expert shenanigans, presumably. Yeah, or sculpture. He has a stone and he's just playing sculpture. Okay. Oh, also, Gordon doesn't get to renovate because he didn't take clay there. Gordon and only a wood hut is also a bummer for him, though. I'm actually kind of interested in what Gordon's start playing for, even too. Like, I don't actually know what action he needs. But I mean, also just playing a 2-point improvement is fine. Again, I've been saying he has point ceiling problems, so I can't fault him for that. Fofo takes some wood. That's slightly awkward because I want. Oh, Fofo's gonna build a joinery now. Fofo will is gonna rent out joinery. Is the plan with that wood, presumably. But I do have to worry about stables. But I think I just take a sheep and grow. Taking a sheep and grow seems the most natural progression here for me. Locks up all my animal types. I might even get plow sow next round because Fofo and Teal really don't need it. And again, I have enough food between well and milk jug, and if I sow a grain or something, I'll be fine. Gray does get his sow action he wants. He's gonna have to eat a sheep here in order to get another veg, or he doesn't have to actually. Yeah, never mind. He doesn't need to. He sows and he saves the rest of the groceries for later. He's very food tight, but 3 field rotation gets him up to 4. The BMW gets him to 7. The pottery gets him to 9. I mean, Gray's still in a rough spot, but Fofo's just gonna build the joinery, and then Fofo still has to renovate next round for sure. But I just grow here. I want stables. I want like a plow. So, but I really don't have a lot of points next round. So actually, I guess an argument is I don't grow here because I possibly block Fofo's grow next round, and instead I just build stables here so I don't get stable blocked. I'm actually like really running into a point ceiling here, right? Like, what else am I doing for points? Like, do I need this action? I want to stable and I want to sow and I want to get a field, and I'm taking single animal grabs or something. Although Fofo built joinery, who's building stables on me? Yeah, this is fine. I'm not actually sure I need this action much, but I also don't think I don't think there's actually stable pressure. Um, Gray also takes stone, so Gordon is getting completely reno blocked. Fofo and Gray are going to wind up in stone houses, because Gray is definitely going to renovate to stone next round. Gray's going to reno fence, actually. Fofo's going to... Well, Gray wants to reno fence, and then Fofo's going to reno... Fofo's probably going to reno that last fireplace. We'll build all the majors this game. That'll be fun. Building all the majors in a late growth game is kind of funny, but Master Bricklayer can do some funky things too, so... yeah, an interesting game overall. I mean, very strong players. Everybody is going to have, pretty decent farms, even with the late growth thing. But I still have to imagine I've just won this game. I just have advantages over every other player. Um, I'm pretty clearly low 50s, I think. And I don't think anybody else is breaking mid 40s. But maybe I'm reading it slightly wrong. I mean, again, this is this is one of the mild problems of not having live scoring anymore. I slightly run down in my quick estimations, and then I could sit here and bog the game down by thinking too much. But also, this is a fast table. I like the draft took a while. It took us 20 minutes to do the draft, but I'm an hour and 10 minutes into our stream, and we have one round left. So even though we put it into training mode, appreciate everybody not like actually taking too long. I've probably been the slowest player despite having one of the clearer just game plans, because again, when I stream, I get talkative and slow. But anyhow, my round, I'd be very happy to take Plow Sow. If I get it, or honestly, Sow Bake is fine too. Just planting these 2 veg are quite good. Filling in this space is nice. Gordon is just gonna lock up his cow point first action. That's fine. I don't think Fofo takes Plow Sow. It's a 1-point move, so I think I am getting Plow Sow here too, which is just it's beautiful. It's what I wanted. I take Plow Sow and then I stable. Gray's gonna red fence. Gray can reno by buying the grain off grocer, or not the grain, the reed off grocer. Gray is gonna red fence, and I mean, isn't gonna have animal points, but has a lot of off-board points. I mean, Gray still managed to find a pretty good game. He's just stupidly strong. He's such a good player. This is like a huge red fence for him. I mean, he does have Tiller, Grocer. I mean, he also wanted to put like the quality of cards in this draft were quite high, and I admittedly, I am the lamest player at the table. I'm like, now my only occupation, field watchman. My only improvements, mini pasture, sleeping corner, field fences. Those are the only cards I wanted to play out of my hand. The rest of my hand, I was like, nah. I don't got time for the rest of my hand. None of that matters. Fofo did start by taking cultivation, but that just seems wild to me. Yeah, Fofo's gonna take the grain and hope to get Stowe back, but um, we'll complete a line of grain and then get the veg over here. We have 6 grain in the ground and 6 grain in our supply. Again, this is just field watchman things. I've only taken 3 sow actions this game, but getting all the extra bake actions off the ovens. I sowed at the end of stage 1. I sowed somewhere in stage 4, and now I got plow sow in stage 6. And I have max crops. I've fed just easy peasy all game off grain, and I just can munch on some raw grain to finish the game as I need to. I do think Field Watcher in this format could get oven blocked a little more than I did this game. I mean, this game was super dreamy with getting the ovens, not getting oven blocked, getting late growth, getting to grow a sleeping corner, like, and flipping growth in 12. I mean, I really couldn't have asked for any better, like, flips, and I really couldn't have asked for this game to go particularly any, like, much better. I got to start player to 6 wood, like, I got just the nuts this game. But also, it took 1 card. It just took one. It really only took 1 card. I mean, Sleeping Corner also, I guess, mattered a good amount, so you can sort of call it 2 cards, but it mostly is just 1 card. This is why I want to ban this guy. I just think it leads to too many really too strong games. Like, I guess it still takes strong play too and all that, but Gordon is just paying a food for a point with a steam machine, and he will get a bake action with his last person. So I mean that's fun, but Fofo's taking wood. I can't imagine it's for stables, but also why risk getting stable blocked in a game that otherwise I should just win easily? I'm just gonna build the stables. I have no points from here on out, really, but oh well. I'll try to take a pig because that's a point, but I'm just gonna build the stables here. These last 3 people might be just try to get in other players' ways. I don't know. Work for tiebreaker. I really am out of stuff to do, but so be it. Both Fofo and Gray are just sitting on Renos. Gray is going to Reno fence, though, be responsible in case Fofo blocks him. I think Fofo still prefers to just Reno improvement and take the 1 point, but I guess we're playing. I mean, these players are playing for second because there were only 8 people actually today, which was a little sad. I thought we were going to get more, but I think there's only 2 tables playing, so I presume the winner from this game advances, and probably the second from this game. I would assume it's just first and second for both tables advance, but maybe it's by something else. Unfortunately, Gray didn't like something he did, and so is just restarting a little bit of his layout. Again, he still has a pretty full farm here at the end. Everybody has pretty full farms, but I just have max crops, max fields, max pastures, nearly max stables. I actually have every animal type. The only person that kind of has a better animal score is Fofo. Fofo actually is breeding 2 types, but it just was a tough game to get breeding animals in because it was so food tight in the mid game. People had to take the pairs to eat them rather than hold them. Gordon has an Ock here. Constable. Okay, well that really just hurts Gray. Everybody else has Constable. Fofo has Constable. I have Constable. Gray is missing the animals, so Gray just got hurt by that. I don't, and unfortunately, I mean, I'm gonna block Gray's. Well, Gray's already blocked from it. He can't get a cow. I'll just take this pig, though. I mean, the pig's a point for me. And again, I'm running out of points, so I really don't have other point moves. But yeah, like Gray's pretty close to Constable here. Actually, did I pass the silly game catcher Ock that gives you a cow and a boar? That would be sick if Gray had that, but I don't think so. I don't remember passing it. How does this game have so many fields? Lucky we didn't go for the mantelpiece. Yeah, I mean, I don't think mantel. Oh yeah, mantelpiece also kills constable. That's true. It is good that we didn't go for mantelpiece. I think I just take 7 food here. Um, it's kind of a big smack to gray, and I don't need to smack gray. Gray actually has enough food. It doesn't matter. Okay, if it doesn't matter, I'm playing for tiebreak. Which, I mean, this is blocking great. Whatever. Everything I do is half blocking. I play for tiebreak is the most defensible option on how I score points here. There's literally nothing in my hand that scores points, right? No points, no points, no points, no point. None of it scores points. There's no majors left. This sheep is not a point. So yeah, I'm just taking the biggest resource stack for tiebreaker. I'm already fed. Yeah, hey Fofo. Sorry about that. I mean, this game was just dumb, right? I mean, you and Gray have big house hands. I have Field Watchman, Sleeping Corner. I do Field Watchman things. I get late growth, and then I get I get round 7 and round 12 growth. I got both ovens. As I've been saying throughout the stream, like I really couldn't have drawn this one up any better. I don't think any of you guys did anything wrong. The game just, if any of you were in my position, I think you win. I think you did okay with your hand too. I think all of you did. I think all of you played strong games. That's the thing, right? Like, look at these boards. All of you have good things going for you, right? Like, everybody did well. Okay, I feel a little bad about this one. Gray's best move is probably 3 read, but 3 read is literally the most resources I can grab. And without having any other clear path, I take the most resources for tiebreaker, even though there's tiebreaker doesn't matter. But I, I maybe I should have just let him have the read there, but I don't know. It's my best move. It's what I should do. Maybe it's not my best move. Right? The problem is I've already won the game and I know that. So like within that framework, what moves do you take? There's no longer a guiding principle on what I should be grabbing there. So whatever. Anyhow, yeah. I think you did pretty decent for your hand too, and the fact that growth came so late. Like you have super cheap rooms, you want early growth, you want a wide open growth queue. That didn't happen. The other players fought pretty hard for growth also. You apparently didn't wind up with much for big country support, which also is an interesting side effect of CD. I've realized that base deck has so many cards in such density for big country games. And then once you add in CD, there's like CD has almost no small house support. So it makes big country, I think, a lot less oppressive also. Gray just plays Woodfield for a point and has enough food to do it. Yeah, it's fine. Makes sense. I probably didn't actually cost Gray points then either with the resources I grabbed. Maybe I did. If I did, again, whatever. I took actions. I ate a raw grain here, and yeah. Oops. At least I assume I won. I should maybe slow down. Maybe I didn't win, but it feels like I won. The fact that Gray isn't getting constable, I mean, his board is pretty sick with this stone house and all these improvements, but no animals and no constable and no stables. Like, I think I've won this game probably by 6, 7 points. Maybe more. We'll see. I'm pretty sure I crushed, but I guess we'll see in a sec. I could have screwed it up there by pressing the take a beggar button. Again, having negatives with constable would that's a way to throw away a lot of points. But we correctly fed. And then we'll see the actual scores here. Yeah, okay. 1 by 8. 1 by 8. Did I see constable? I did not. I did not know constable was in the game. I just I just kind of naturally play for constable anyhow. Love a king making constable. Oh, Fofo beat Gray because of constable. Yeah, that's Fofo, you're apparently going to be in second because of that. But yeah, Gray would have advanced if Gordon didn't play Constable. You were surprised to see Mantelpiece twice. I was surprised Mantelpiece got passed around so much too. I was really surprised about it. Yeah, this Constable play from Gordon is interesting. Um, Gray. Oh, okay. Fofo can't even play. Yeah, let's let Gray play. I mean, Gray should be in second here over Fofo anyhow, but um, yeah, that Constable really was just kind of king makey. So the Constable apparently got passed for Tiller, obviously, which makes sense, but anyhow, we're about to take a short break, which makes sense. But yeah, anyhow, I mean, I won this game by a good margin, and actually the margin is even a little higher than I said because yeah, if Constable just doesn't get played, well, no, if Constable doesn't get played, I'm at 52 versus Gray being at 46. It's pretty impressive, actually. Again, that Gray is even that close, given how well everything went for me. The thinking times were about what expected. Gordon was slow in the draft. I was probably slow while playing because, yeah, again, streaming, I was kind of slow during the game too. But just good resource grabs. Really, though, the efficiency in my game again is just the food. 32 food from grain, 19 harvested grain is just absurd. Just a stupid amount of grain. I just get to eat a ton of grain for food super efficiently. What more can you do? You forgot about the grocer clay. You forgot about pottery. You should have taken it. Yeah, you getting pottery blocked was slightly surprising. But it's also easy to forget about grocer shenanigans. I knew I passed Grey Grocer that he would have it. My opening pack was Field Watchman, Grocer, and some other stuff, and yeah, I just whatever. I just snapped Field Watchman and played a kind of a boring game, as I said. I played only 4 cards out of my hand, but Field Watchman's the only card you need. It's yeah. Okay. I don't have a lot else to say for this one. Thanks all for watching and hanging out. Hopefully there was some useful stuff. Hopefully you all see how to play Field Watchman if you get it in the future. I mean, admittedly, again, everything went perfectly here too, so it could have been a lot uglier. But yeah, it's good times. We'll go see what happens in the final. I'm in another finals for the second straight day. I might just let William stream the finals again. Otherwise, I might stream my perspective again too. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how I'm feeling in a couple of minutes. But I'm gonna head off as always. At least put a break between the VODs anyhow for when I want to upload them because again, it's just easier for me. Again, streaming. Looked like Econ Sean just joined the final. He's probably streaming his perspective at Econ Sean. William is running the tournament. He's streaming at Play Agricola. You definitely should check him out. He's running a charity tournament today. If you guys haven't paid attention, I can try to find the link, but he is asking for donations and stuff. You can donate directly on his Twitch. I've donated a bit. It's a really cool thing. He's raised a lot of money already, and some of the money is going to the winners. A bunch of not to the winners. It's going to the winners' charities, like local food banks and stuff. So, just a really cool event. I'm hoping that he kind of keeps running it and keeps having success. And we see it in future years, and hopefully we can be a little better about getting more players. But yeah, anyhow, all of it's really cool. Oh, hey, William isn't in the final either. So yeah, William's gonna be commenting the game from his perspective. I might stream from my perspective. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, there are a lot of streams today, a lot of streamers. It's good times. But yeah, I'm gonna head off for a bit. See you all around later.